Hello, everybody. Welcome to this. This is PWME's New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax Night 1 review. This event took place on the 18th of July, 2016. I'm just going to be covering the block matches. Obviously, this is Block A because it's the opening day. But I'm your host, LK. Follow me on Twitter at LK Wrestling, obviously, Pro Wrestling Dommy. But we're in the comments, is this show a win? Is this show a loss, or is this show a tie? I'm going to give the show a win. There was 5 matches on this card that I watched. I didn't watch the opening tag match because I want to give you guys the review of the whole tournament. I'll just get so fucking burnt out on the amount of fucking wrestling on there. And that way, I'm only seeing wrestlers from Block A on one night and wrestlers from Block B on the other night, instead of having them both on both nights. And it'll just get me a bit bored of the same talent every night, even though they're just in tag matches. And the tag matches don't mean fucking nothing, so there's not much really point in covering it. But again, win-loss of time, I'm going to give us a win. I'm not interested in seeing what you guys think. I think, if I've got to be honest with you, I think Tenzan Ishii is my personal match of the night. I think Okada Marafuji was damn impressive. I think Tanahashi and Sanada exceeded my expectations way far and beyond. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's like a 3.5 star, there's a 4 star, there's a 4.5 star. It's definitely worth the subscription. New Japan World is, if you want to watch this event itself, head over to New Japan World. If you live in England, the conversion rate is £7.50 or £7.65 a month, which is cheaper than W Network by nearly a quarter. So definitely worth buying and investing in New Japan World. So, Block A, opening match, we have Tomohiro Ishii versus Tenzan. I'm going to be honest with you, my first initial thoughts of this was I'm wishing Kojima is there, because obviously Kojima gave Tenzan his spot, because he says basically Tenzan's like, I want one more run, and he was trying to get in the G1. He was trying, and he couldn't get in the G1. So Kojima gave him his spot and said, look, I give you this spot on one condition: you win. That's awesome, by the way. Awesome storytelling. I really wish it. But in the end of the day, this is his Tenzan I'm talking about now. This is his potential last G1 climax. So I'll give him his due. But this was awesome, by the way. And just the way these two hit and strike, it's just incredible to watch. It really is. Some awesome spots. And this is just Ishii's chops. But they're so dangerously high to the throat. It's not even funny. A crowd behind Tenzan obviously is a story. The story is, Ishii is over. But Tenzan has this great story of this being his final G1. He's had the most appearances out of anyone in the history of the G1 Climax tournament. He's been in the tournament over 20 times. He's won it 3 times. He's looking to win it one more time. One last run for Tenzan. I think that's an absolutely magnificent story. Last year, the story of the tournament was, could Honma get that win? He worked and worked and worked to try and get that win, and he finally got one, and it meant something. However, this year, I'm not really sure I'm going to be that interested in Honma. No selling, everything. They just don't sell anything. They both go down. It's absolutely magnificent. Tenzan hits a diving headbutt off the top for 2 for a great near fall. Tenzan applies Anaconda Vice, and then Ishii just strengthens himself up, but then Tenzan just slams him back down with the Vice still locked in for a slam for 2. Great near fall. Crowd are going bat shit crazy. Phenomenal. Ishii hits one of the dirtiest headbutts. They just headbutt, and then Ishii just straight under the jaw, nails him with a headbutt. Really great stuff. There's some more near fall after near fall, some great near falls. Tenzan hits a moonsault off the top at that age and that body shape to get the win. Best Tenzan match. Me personally, I've been a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling since Wrestle Kingdom 9. This is by far the best Tenzan match I've ever seen. Absolutely blew me away. Absolutely magnificent. 4.5 stars from me personally. I don't know what you want to give it. If you're a long time and a historian of professional wrestling, and have covered New Japan Pro Wrestling for over 20 years, and you've seen Tenzan in the G1s previously and seen him win previously, you may look at this and say, okay, I've seen Tenzan have better matches than that. But for me personally, like I said, I've only been watching it since early last year, because I've really, since I've become a professional wrestling YouTuber, I've really, broadened my horizons on the wrestling I watch. I used to just watch WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor, because I started watching Ring of Honor in 2010, TNA in 2008, WWE since 2001, because obviously I'm only fucking 19 years old. I'm not fucking 55 and ancient like Mr. Dave Kokotas and boom booms, shots fired. So, that's all I've got. But, now I'm watching New Japan. I'm watching, some of the indies in the UK. I'm going to Revolution Pro Wrestling on August the 12th for the Vader versus Will Ospreay. That's going to be fucking awesome. I'm looking to get some video footage for this channel from there. Obviously, I won't be able to use certain bits because I don't want to get copyright. I don't know what the rules are. So I'll probably hit up RevPro's Twitter machine later on, close to the time, to find out what I can post and what I can't. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is if you watch New Japan, you're like, oh, Tenzan's in, I might give it a skip, or oh, it's okay, he's only in a 6-man tag. This one I would watch. This is the best Tenzan match I've seen for a very, very long time. And this year, I mean, Jushin Liger had a phenomenal match with Kushida, even though Liger is a legend. I'm not saying he's a bad worker, but he's just really exceeding and having great wrestling matches. Tenzan this year is the same. Not Shibata, sorry. Who's the funky toilet? Taguchi. What a fucking Super Juniors he had this year. That final match with Will Ospreay, the match with Matt Sydal at Korakuen Hall. Like, literally, this year, the legends as such have really stepped up, and good for them. 4.5 stars. I would recommend giving this a watch. Then we have Tama Tonga versus fucking Maccabi. Good seeing Tonga in singles. I'm used to seeing him tag team up with his goon brother, toilet brother, fucking Camacho. I don't even know the jabron's name. Don't really want to know it. Not really worth the space in my brain, if I'm going to be perfect honest with you. But with Tonga, when he comes out, he's cool. He's different. He's unique. He looks different. He looks like a badass motherfucker. This guy is so marketable. It's not even funny. Also, his mannerisms, you know, the way he moves, the way he flows around the ring and slides around like a little slithering snake. You can see he's a huge Orton fan. He obviously his style is kind of like he goes for RKOs. He hit this beautiful in the match. I'll get onto it later on. He hit this beautiful RKO spot, even though it's obviously a cutter when Randy Orton's not using it. And that's one thing I hate is, for instance, Billy Gunn hits the rocker dropper. But Billy Gunn changed it to the Famouser, and now everyone calls it the Famouser. No, it's a rocker dropper. That little things like that really piss me off. Psychology done wrong really pisses me off, but I'm going to get onto that later on tonight, or later on in this show. Crowd are not really into this, obviously, following that match where the crowd were just bonkers for the final 5-10 minutes. I'm not surprised. You know, both kicking out at 10 minutes in after big moves was kind of weird. Maccabi then hits the knee drop off the top to get the win. I thought the wrong person won. Going to give it a 1.5-star rating. There was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong, just nothing good. Like, if you didn't watch this match, all right, doesn't matter. If you watch this match, doesn't matter. Either way, the only reason I'm watching is because I want to give you the best coverage and the fact that it's a Block A match. If this wasn't a Block A match, I'm going to be damn straight with you. If this wasn't a Block A match, I would have covered this. And that's just a shoot. I'm going to be on 7 star, 1.5, nothing great. Then we have Block A. We have Fat Fuck Fale, that's Triple F versus Hiroki Goto. One little thing also, I love how the Japanese wrestlers hit the barricade. Like, they hit the barricade. They don't, lightly run and hit. They smash the barricade. Triple F, slow, boring, dull, boring, slow, dull, boring, slow, dull, boring pace. I could fucking go to sleep. If you want to go to sleep, watch a Fat Fuck Fale match. Fat Fuck Fale, it's a standing splash for 2. Hand on heart moment. Goto with a backbreaker to get the win. Poor Goto. He tried his damnedest to get a good match out of Fat Fuck Fale, but he couldn't. Bored me to tears. 1.5. Fuck you, Fat Fuck Fale, you sorry ass sack of shit. Then we have Sanada versus Tanahashi in a Block A match. Obviously, these are all Block A, but it's just I'm reading it off my notes because I take notes because I'm a sad sack of crap. Sanada, Tanahashi. And when Sanada was in TNA, he was the X-Division. I couldn't picture him being this, badass heel that he is now. And, he looks pretty damn awesome. And I'm going to be honest, he looks like a badass. I wouldn't mess with him if I saw Sanada in a street. Sanada, some decent spots in here was drop toe hold into the barricade throat first. It's a pretty damn good spot. Also, there was this good spot where Sanada, the whole match, is working the left shoulder. And Tanahashi is setting well. He's remembering. Tanahashi with a high fly flow off the top to the floor. Tanahashi with a high angled Texas cloverleaf. Sanada now setting the leg. Sanada with a TKO for 2. Sanada stops setting now. Awesome Dragon Sleeper counter sequence. Tanahashi then blocks Sanada's hand, hits a German suplex for 2. Tanahashi then hits a high fly flow, but Sanada in mid-flight hits a cutter for 2 and a great near fall. Sanada moves off the top for 2 near fall. Sanada with a Dragon Sleeper. Tanahashi taps to get the win. Shocked, upset, really, really shocked. Are they trying to create a star in Sanada? If they're trying to, great job. Because a win over Tanahashi is huge. It really fucking is. It's very rare that he does lose, and when he does, it does mean something. And obviously Sanada now, obviously with 2 points, that's important. But a win over Tanahashi is vital, really important. 3.5 star. I was upset how the whole match it was worked around the left shoulder of Tanahashi, obviously because he's coming back from injury, and Sanada's leg. But it just felt like to me that they just forgot towards the end because they were just countering so much. It's not like the main event up next where they do psychology and it's fucking awesome. These guys did forget to sell. And when I'm not no pro wrestler myself, it's just I can appreciate the art. And when psychology is done right, it automatically bumps up a star of the match. If you're having a wrestling match and you're not going to go out there, you're not going to bust your ass, you're not going to work hard, you're not going to go out there and sweat your ass off, you're just going to meal it in. If you meal it in and have a bit of psychology, I guarantee I'm going to enjoy it a lot more than most. I'm a big mark for psychology. I'll be honest about that. If there's a match with psychology, I'm going to mark out like fucking crazy. It makes it feel real. If this was a shoot, you'd work a body part. When psychology is done right, it's magic. But when it's done wrong, it can be absolutely torturous to watch. Like this. It wasn't torturous to watch. It's a bit irritating when it's the whole match. It's like some wrestlers like work a body part just because it's the heel heat stint. Others work it because it tells a story. This tells a perfect story. You have Tanahashi come back with the injured left wing, work that arm, work the arm, work the arm, work the arm. Then when Tanahashi goes for high five flow, Sanada can move, and then Tanahashi crumbles in the corner with his arm. I think that could have been a good spot. It's so simple. And like in a minute, Okada's going to show Tanahashi how to fucking do psychology. Let's fucking move on. So Block A, we have Kazuchika Okada, IWGP heavyweight champion, in Block A against Marafuji from Pro Wrestling Noah. He's one half of the GHC tag champs, obviously the Pro Wrestling Noah, because obviously New Japan have the IWGP and Pro Wrestling have the GHC. If you build it, in my opinion, I always have names for people, but if you build a 2016 bodyweight champion from the ground up, you get Okada. That's my opinion. And I love the pace. It builds. It builds. The crowd, loud. They get louder as you go on. Marafuji working at the right arm, even like trapping it in between a few barricades at one point. Slingshot over the top to the floor, and he lands straight on his arm. So basically, slingshot over and just land on his arm, working at the arm. And Marafuji applies a cross arm break, and as he's doing it, it's really nasty. He bends the hand of Okada, and Okada's right arm is being worked, and good psychology because basically, this was fucking superb. Okay, so Okada goes for a rainmaker, and literally about 5 minutes ago, I touched on how if you do psychology well, it can be magic. Okada went for the rainmaker, but because Okada's right arm is injured, it allowed Marafuji just to hit the arm. The move doesn't hit. Simple, because in New Japan, if a finisher is hit, that's it. It is the finish, which is how a finisher should work, funny enough. Marafuji hit some disgusting chops. So hard he hurt his hand. He hits a running dive to the floor. He hits some awesome super kicks and spin kicks. Okada goes for a rainmaker, but Marafuji bicycle kicks. Guess where? Okada's arm, psychology, plus a sick kick to the head. Awesome fucking stuff. Marafuji with a spiked reverse DDT gets the win. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This whole match was built around Okada's right arm. Can he hit the rainmaker? Can he hit the rainmaker? Can he hit the rainmaker? He tried several times, and it cost him. If Okada didn't go for that rainmaker, Okada would have won. He was in control, but because he went for the rainmaker, Marafuji hit that bicycle kick, then the reverse DDT to get the win. That is storytelling. That is in-ring psychology at its damn best. It's so simple. That didn't take a brain surgeon to figure out. It took two great pro wrestlers who have a decent mind saying, hey, look, you work my arm, I go for rainmaker, I can't because my arm's hurt, you hit a bicycle kick and then hit your finisher to finish. We didn't see near falls after fucking, Okada hitting 7 rainmakers and a kick out to get a good match. They told a decent story. The pace was slow, but it got picked up to a speedy finish, and it was fucking remarkable. 4 stars. Great stuff. So you had an awesome match with the opening block A with Tenzan and Ishii. That's 4.5 stars because the story was so fucking surreal. Once in a lifetime story. You're not going to get that every day. You then had an awesome Tanahashi Sanada match. And then this was just psychology driven, magnificent art. That's what it was, art. Jesus. So I'm giving that a win. I'm interesting to see. It's obviously is 12. What have we got now? It's 1:01 p.m. Sorry, UK time. So I'm really not expecting to have any live listeners right now. I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm going to see if we do have any live. And if we do, I do appreciate it very much. We have one like. Thank you very much. You have any live comments? Yes, Naito should win it from Michael Tixara. You know what? That is a great shout because then maybe we could get a Naito versus Okada main event. I'm happy Tanahashi lost because I'm not rooting for Tanahashi this year. I really don't want Tanahashi to win. But you know, you can't really judge it on the night one. You know, when it gets like night 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can start, predict who can win. But obviously, if you guys didn't know, listening to this New Japan fans, if you win the G1 Climax tournament, you do get a IWGP World Championship match at Wrestle Kingdom 11, which is the January 4th Super Show in the Tokyo Dome. So yeah, Naito is a favorite, and I'll be happy if Naito wins. As long as Tanahashi doesn't win, I'm a happy chappy. So thank you so much for watching this. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you hit that damn subscribe button. Next time we're live will be a NXT review 1 hour after NXT finishes. I'll be there with Booms. Make sure you check out Booms' SmackDown review. Make sure you check out Daily LK that I do every single day on this channel. Like, comment, subscribe, PWME, KocoSports.net. Stay safe, stay well, because there's a fucking fucked up world out there. I apologize that audio quality isn't the best. It's just I'm using my old black mic because of the aspect I'm in my room. That's why there's no camera. Also, because I'm in my room and I'm currently not wearing much clothing because it's hotter than my nan out here. It's 29 degrees. It's absolutely ridiculous. In that office, it's steaming because there's insulation in there. In the office outside of my garden, it's fucking steaming. So I thought, fuck it. You know what? I've got a few hours before work. I've watched the G1. I've watched the draft. Let's cover that. Let's get some content on that channel. And thank you so much for joining me live, Mateo. Everyone else, thank you for watching on demand. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't for more great content like this. And thank you so much for everyone watching. This is ProWrestling.me covering the world of pro wrestling. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll be catching your asses down the line.